Welcome to the SCLD podcast, where we talk about all the things you can do and find at the library.
Hello, I'm Erin Dodge with Spokane County Library District, and today with me is librarian and public services manager Gwendolyn Haley, also with the library.
Hello, yes.
Returning guest, welcome.
Thanks for having me back.
And we're talking about things today.
We are indeed.
And I'm not being vague. We're actually talking about the library of things. These are things that you can check out, like you check out a book, you take them home, you try them out. And first, let's start off with what is a library of things?
Right. A library of things is just what it sounds like. It's physical objects, non-book materials, non-reading materials.
We might have one here.
Yeah, that you can borrow from the
the
library. And it started as just because the library is a great place for people to try and discover new hobbies. You know, we have a lot of books and materials and digital resources on those topics. And so it's a logical next step to say, well, why don't you try out the tools and see if it works for you?
And your team also schedules the programs and events and workshops and stuff. Sometimes those workshops are a new craft, maybe.
That's right. And then those items often will then become part of our library of things because we might get some tools in for something and then make those available.
And you kind of answered this. I don't know if there's any more detail, like how this collection of things fits in with all of our collection. You said there's books. We have books and stuff rather.
Yeah, well, and it started, with some things some things that we were circulating for children and families to check out. So kind of the first elements of that really were the Ready for School with STEM kits, which were kits that included a book and some manipulatives and some learning toys for families to check out and take home and explore early learning concepts. Right. And then
some of those things would be like things where they could do sorting, like little
sorting activities and
blocks.
There's and just those kinds of things. So if you are, for example, if you have a young kiddo who's not yet in preschool, but you want to do some of those educational activities at home and try those out, or you're really working on building some numeracy or skills or things like that, we have toys that go along with that, or just to explore basic, science concepts.
I feel like way early on in the podcast, we did one with all the little rubber duckies. There's a kit without counting and stuff. And
and you can
one of the
sort
books is like about counting the rubber duckies, and we had rubber duckies, and it's super cute.
And then we also realized that we had purchased some things over time that we used for programs, but often if we weren't currently using them in a program, they sat in the library unused. And so we thought, well, we could make these available to like partners in schools and things like that to borrow a set of snap circuits from us use with their scouting group, your homeschool group, your classroom or whatever. And we wanted to make those available because one of the things the library does is provide access to things. And it does not serve our community well to have things gather dust
sitting on the shelf,
waiting for the next time we use them. Yeah, so that was part of the impetus there of some of those items. We also hosted an exhibit from the Smithsonian Institute many years ago at this point. I hate to think how long it was, but it was called Exploring Human Origins. And as part of that exhibit, we were gifted from the Smithsonian a set of 3D printed skulls that were replicas of skulls that were in that exhibit for this at the Smithsonian. So the real fossils are at the Smithsonian, but we have a set of 5 that have been high quality and painted to look identical. Wow. And we have those as a learning tool, and part of our agreement in being able to host this really high quality exhibit at our North Spokane Library was to then make those skulls available for educators in our community to check out. So yes, you can check out a skull or 4 or 5 from the library. It's always fun to have those in the backseat of your car. Like, no, they're fine. They're
make sure you get a printout of that. Check out
3D printed. Those aren't mine. So those were some of the things. And as we did that, and we realized that people were interested in borrowing those kinds of things from us, we said, we can add to and expand that collection. Yeah.
And I've checked out. So my son's a little bit older than preschool now. And we've checked out, you have a STEM Explorer kits as well. And some of those have some of those little coding
we have Ozobots. We also have the Sphero Indies coding games, and we have microscopes, and we have I'm trying to think. I was just going through. We just ordered some new things. There's a brand new set that will be coming soon to a library near you that includes like big inflatable models of the solar system. So the sun is about this big, and then there's a moon and the Earth, and there's Mars and Venus and all that. Even Pluto.
Pluto got in.
So some of our stuff is a little controversial, but but we, and it's a great opportunity. One of the things that we know is that children, and actually most of us, learn best when we have a chance to really handle and touch things.
And
so having the opportunity, it also has a little projector that will display on the wall or on the ceiling real images of the solar system. So you can see what a galaxy looks like. You can see the Big Dipper and things like that. So cool stuff that we just have added. One of the things we did a couple of years ago was start something called Project Memory. And I love this because it's some of our most heavily used materials, and it allows for people in our community to bring in their their memories that they have on film, on printed pictures, on old reel-to-reel films and slides, and scan them and digitize them and be able to share them. And we recently had a woman who came in and worked with our technical instruction specialist here in the STCU studio, and he helped her scan a lot of photos that she had from a trip that she took to visit family in Scandinavia in the 1960s, and digitize those and create a DVD of all of the photos that she could take back on her trip that she just took to Scandinavia and share with those cousins that she had visited so long ago, those memories of that trip.
Fun.
And it's wonderful to hear people in our community be able to take things, because, there's these old, like my wedding video from, a million years ago is also on like a mini VHS. Well, I no longer have the video camera, and if I need to come in and use it and convert it. This little guy here is an Epson Fast Photo. You can put your photos in, and it will scan one photo a second.
Oh my gosh, that's quick.
I know, it's really fast. I'm super excited about bringing this in because I'm coming up on our 30th wedding anniversary, and we've got 30 years of pictures that are in boxes that we never look at. So now I can put them on.
My mom has a giant box of. Yeah. That's a good project.
So and some of these things, we started with Project Memory materials like this that were available for in-library use only. But then as we found which ones were working well for us and for the popular, we were able to get additional ones that are able to check out. So
is this one?
We have one like this that was purchased recently that circulates.
Okay, so people can take it home.
Take it home and check it out for 7 days. So you can either come in and book one of these for a day and use it in the library, which is a good idea if you've never used one before.
Right,
you could use a little help. You can book a librarian and get the equipment and get set up in one of our mini conference rooms and just spend a happy afternoon whiling away the hours scanning all of your photos, and check that off your to-do list that's been on there for 10 years or whatever. And and this was one of the things that was recently purchased by the Library Foundation of Spokane County for the library district.
Yeah, I know that was going to be my next question is, how things make it in collection. So we've talked about sometimes they're part of programs or it's part of an exhibit that we get. And then how is this collection funded? How does all this stuff get bought?
Right. So we've different funding streams. Some of them are things that are part of our collection budget or we buy them for programs. Some of the items, and recently the Library Foundation of Spokane County focused on our library things for Library Giving Day, which was in April, I want to say.
April of this year, 2023.
Yeah, and so with that, we purchased a number of cool new things for our library things. Some things were on our wish list that we wanted because, some of them, the technology stuff is a little bit expensive.
Right.
But, it's one of those things where a lot of people would be priced out of buying it for themselves. So when they could borrow it from the library for, a lot of us, we could probably get most of our stuff done within a week if we had the device, right? Get it done and take it back or borrow it a couple times. But, you're not going to want to, for a one project, it's a pretty huge investment. So it's a great way to how we as a library can share resources as a community so that everybody can have access to something that would be individually too expensive to buy, but useful for everyone. So this and another device that helps convert movies to digital. So you can, and then we bought a inflatable movie screen, which was super fun. And it's taller than me. I'm not that tall, but it's taller than me. It's like 14 feet on the diagonal, and it inflates, and you can project a movie on it. We also circulate the projectors. Those were items that we had in libraries, but when we updated all of our meeting rooms with new technology for presentations and things, we had some Dell projectors that we could surplus. So we just made those available in our library of things. So that's another way we can get things in. So you can check out a projector, you can check out some speakers, you can check out the
big inflatable movie screen.
You could check out a DVD player. And it's basically like a party in a box for your backyard. It's really fun.
That would be great for any kind of the inflatable would have to probably be outside.
Yeah. Well, you could do it if you have a large enough room. Yeah, you could. And it's kind of fun. So if you have a large space that you're going to be in, so if you have a school event or something and you want to use it
in the gym,
or, if your church or community of faith has a space big enough and you want to have a family movie night, again, it's a way to do it.
That's fun.
It's a lot of fun. So we did that. And then it's a nice size because it's for most backyards, it could fit in,
right.
And, if you're having a big video gaming event, I don't know, you could do anything you want with it.
I mean, I feel like I live on a cul-de-sac. We could put it in the yard and invite all the neighbors.
I actually thought of doing it last summer. Yeah. So, a lot of fun, and get out your fire pit a safe distance away. And, a lot of fun. And then we added a pickleball set because, again, pickleball is a big thing. As we all know, it's Washington State's official sport.
Is it really?
It really is. Yeah, it was invented here, and so it's become a real big thing. So we actually have a net and the paddles and the balls, and you can check out the whole thing. So and then just find someone to play with, and find one of the many free pickleball courts that are in our community here in Spokane County, and it's a lot of fun, quick to learn, and it's easy to set up. So we added that.
Do you have a green thumb? Are you new to gardening? No matter your skill level, every season is gardening season at the library. We have an extensive collection of gardening books and online resources that can plant the seeds for new ideas and help you cultivate your indoor and outdoor projects. We also have seed libraries. Our Take and Give seed libraries are currently accepting donations of vegetable, herb, and flower seeds. Bring your heirloom seeds into a library to share with other gardeners for spring planting. Learn more today at SCLD.org.
And those were last summer. We added some cool solar sunspotter telescopes. And so these are all the things that the foundation helped purchase. And we added 2 of those, which are great.
I think librarian Katie was here. We talked about the solar eclipse. And she showed it to us, and it's really cool.
It's really cool. And that can be used year-round. And again, it's a tool that we'll use for library programs, but also, educational partners in the community could borrow from us and use it with their science classes, because it allows you to see the sunspots and to observe other phenomenon with the sun safely. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And then just recently, because it's the end of the year and I had some money left, we had money left over after making those purchases from the foundation's fundraising efforts. And I hit the Cyber Monday sales.
Oh, Cyber Monday.
Pretty hard. Very fun. So we've added some things that have been on our list for a while. I mean, we have our seed libraries and a lot of gardeners in our community. So we added a small food dehydrator for people who want to try that. And again, one of our criteria for the library of things is that it needs to be something that is easy for a beginner to use.
Right.
You shouldn't have to be like a super duper expert and a professional level. Like the tools, they need to be accessible, that I know nothing about this and I want to try it out. I'm going to be successful. So we bought a sous vide machine. Sous vide is a way of cooking where you have kind of a continuous boiling water temperature bath. And so it's literally a little device that hooks onto any pot or container, and you fill it with water. It heats the water and circulates the water, and you seal your food in an airtight Ziploc bag. We don't provide those. We just provide the machine. You have to do your own meals. But you can cook a steak, and apparently it'll make it very tender. It's a great way. It's it makes for a very tender cooking process, and that's something that people have been interested in. And again, it's one of those things where it's nice to be able to try it before you buy it. It's a big investment, but if you try it from us and go, oh yeah, I liked that and I could see myself doing it, then you would know.
Like the Instant Pots.
Exactly, same thing.
Those are, I remember, it's maybe pre-pandemic, those are super popular. Maybe there still are. I have one. We use it.
Yeah.
But I remember some people will be like, I don't know. And they tried it and they're like, nah, it's not for me.
Right. But it's nice to be able to have that option. So
And those are spendy.
They are spendy. And then we added some snowshoes. That's been something that's been requested by people in our community a lot. So we'll be adding just in time for, the winter months, we'll be adding a set of snowshoes, and we have a child size and then a kind of like an intermediate small adult teen size, and then kind of a women's smaller adult size, and then a large adult
so
man size, covering four different sizes. So it's a great way for you to try snowshoeing and see if it's something that you might enjoy, and then invest in your own pair. But you can check them out for 7 days. That's enough time to go find some snow and walk around.
So today, right before this podcast recording, checked out a daylight lamp, which you happen to have over there. I let you babysit it. It's bigger than I thought it would be.
It's big. Well, this is a full spectrum light.
Full spectrum, yeah.
So the idea is that for those of us who live in the Northwest, it can get a little dark and gloomy, right? And so this lamp, I'll turn it this way so everyone can see, is a full spectrum light. And the idea is that you would sit in front of this for like a half an hour to an hour. And it can kind of help boost your mood a little bit and replace some of that, kind of the daylight that we're missing. It's recommended to, talk with your doctor about your seasonal affected depression to see if this might work for you. But then you could check it out from the library and try it out for 7 days and see.
I'm trying it out for a week.
Yeah. And, I actually have myself used one of these, and I found it to be helpful. I think it was like a half an hour in the morning. I would just turn it on while I was eating my breakfast or drinking my coffee.
Yeah.
And, but it's cool. But again, this is something where people might be like, I don't know if I would use it.
I've done a little online shopping, looking at pricing and stuff, and it's a little bit of a financial commitment where I don't know if I want to spend the money if I don't know if it's going to work for me. So I'm checking it out. I'm going to try it for a week.
Yeah, so it's kind of and these are the kinds of things that we add sometimes. I'm trying to think, what else did I just add? We're adding a GoPro camera as well. One of the things that's been on our list for a while, and again, things that people are interested in trying, and I don't know if I would use it or how to, and I don't know how to use it. So I think we're also adding a simple, I was a busy bee.
You were, and the foundation, thankfully, and all the people that donated. So if you're interested in donating to the foundation and helping support library things, you go to supportscld.org and you're there.
Which is great because these are things that we don't have a huge budget for the Library of Things, and it is a way to serve our community, and again, just kind of create some opportunities and access for people to try things and use tools and devices that might not otherwise. The other one I just added was a power drill. We're adding a power drill because again, that's something where like you might.
But I don't use it all the time. Like once a year, I'm like, oh, where is that? Is it charged? Do I?
Right, and so if you're thinking about a project and you don't happen to have a drill and you're like, I just need it for this one thing, then you can come in and you can borrow that from us for 7 days and see how it goes.
Buried in your garage somewhere.
In your garage or in a box that has yet to be unpacked.
True story.
Yeah. So, and again, I think it's a great way for us to kind of level the playing field for our community and say, these are things that people are interested in. It helps support them in their hobbies and their endeavors. It gives them a chance to try something and become a shared resource for the community. And what I love is that, sometimes we've got, like teens and young adults who come in and they're trying out some stuff, and it gives them access that they might not otherwise have as well. And, you never know, somebody might check out the GoPro or, one of our other camera devices, and it opens up a whole, not just a hobby, but a whole career. Or someone might discover that by borrowing our drill and doing a project that they really like working with their hands, and they think, maybe what I really want to look at is a career in one of the trades where I really can do this kind of work. And so we're not just opening up hobbies, but we're also opening up some workforce development opportunities as people try new things and discover what they're really passionate about and can enjoy. And
absolutely.
I think that's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome. It's like just all aspects of the community. The library is here to try to reinforce, invigorate.
Yeah, and connect you with the resources you need. And if it's something that we can have available for you to borrow, or we'll point you to somewhere where you can find access to it a different way.
Yes.
In our quest to inspire the next generation of scientists, engineers, and innovators, The library offers a wide range of programs and resources on science, technology, engineering, and math, together referred to as STEM. For young explorers, our STEM programs ignite imagination and hands-on learning. Did you know you can design your own video game, code a robot, create a marble roller coaster, or try out exciting science experiments? Together, we make STEM fun. Your library also has STEM resources you can explore at home. You can check out books on great STEM topics and borrow cool stuff, like telescopes and exploration kits from our Library of Things. Unleash your creativity, foster innovation, and explore all that Spokane County Library District has to offer. We invite you to visit one of our libraries today.
Oh, cool. So we talked about what's new. We talked about some things that are coming. We've talked about some things that maybe folks don't realize is in the library. You know what? We didn't mention some of the oldies and goldies.
Oh, sure.
Telescopes.
We have had telescopes, and those are lovely. They were actually donated to us by the Spokane Astronomical Society, and they are maintained by the Spokane Astronomical Society. Oh, can I give a spoiler?
Of course.
Coming soon.
Spoiler alert, another new thing.
Yes, we have been working with the Spokane Audubon Society, and we're going to be putting together some birding backpacks because they have a lot. And one of the cool things are they have donated generously some really good really good binoculars for beginning birders.
Okay.
Birding guide, also some really cool maps that I didn't even know existed about where to find birds and to watch
this is
birds.
Like insider stuff.
Insider stuff, yeah, and it's really cool. And they're also going to be doing some guided bird walks for us and some lectures about beginning birding later, and we'll probably talk about that again in the future.
Yeah, that's coming kind of in the
It's coming up. But so sometimes community partners approach us and say, hey, we're really interested in working with you on this, and of course our Discover Washington, the backpacks, the Check Out Washington backpacks, we were one of the first libraries in the state to work on that project, and that is now something that every library in the state can access free Discover passes for their community. And so again, another way for people to then explore the outdoors, and that comes with some cool stuff in it as well. So I think it's really neat when we're able to work together with community organizations like that also to expand opportunities for people to see what else is available and what resources there are in our community.
So there's a lot to look at. And you can go to our website, scld.org, click on catalog, or no, you could even, we'll do some links directly to the Library of Things too in the description. So click on that and you can
if
through.
everything that's in the Library of Things is in our catalog.
Okay.
And that catalog then points you to where you can check them out. It's called My Turn. Yes. And that's where you sign the little form that says, I will do it.
I know that when you get to the My Turn page, in order to see some of the availability, this is kind of like a quick tip, log in with your library card.
Create your
because sometimes I've been like, oh, I want to check this out. Is it available? And I'm like, I can't tell if it's available. And I'm like, oh, I'm not logged in. Okay, I got to log in.
And you just create an account with your library card.
Yes, super
and
easy.
You do need to be a Spokane County Library in-district resident, which means you live within Spokane County, outside the city limits of the city of Spokane or Liberty Lake.
Right.
But then, and you also have to be 18.
That was the other thing,
Because some of these items are quite expensive.
And you're signing an agreement that you understand you're checking out something expensive and you're responsible for it and you're returning it in the same condition, and if not, you might have to buy a new one.
You will be charged for it, but I will say this: I find that our community is very responsible, and really does return things for the most part on time. Yep. Sometimes I think people get a little late, but for the most part, people turn them on time and in good condition, so the next person can use it because it is a shared resource, and I think people are aware of that and happy to have the opportunity to try it out, take good care of it, and make it available for the next person.
We live in a great community.
We do.
That's all I got to say about that. Okay, so we talked about how they check it out. We've talked about all this stuff. The Library of Things, I just love the concept. I've checked out numerous things on the Library of Things. There's even some things that, again, it's kind of oldies and goldies that we didn't really talk about. There's like tubs of Legos. And there's
and
like
blocks.
You talked about and blocks and stuff. When my son was younger, I think first grade, I just checked out a bunch of those types of things, and that was the birthday party. Like I set up little stations, and including, of course, like a cupcake station. And just the kids were able to just free play.
Yeah.
And that was the birthday party.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I love that people are able to make use of these resources.
And it was, again, the fact that the library is letting us check these things out at no cost. I mean, of course, taxpayer dollars and the foundation and everything all that comes into play to purchase them. But to try or to do facilitate learning or parties or
we have a lot of groups that come in, and it's scouting groups, it's people planning a party or activity, family events, and they're I need something to keep the kids busy, or we're doing an activity, and we have these resources. And some of the most popular items, in addition to the project memory stuff, the Legos, the blocks, the family construction zone, we call it, is really popular. And then we also have sewing machines.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yes. Which is good because I almost had to borrow one because I wasn't sure if my sewing machine at home was working, and my daughter had a, as our kids sometimes do, a last minute thing that she needed me to make before she left for college. So it was a little bit of a forced labor situation for me at home. And I was really panicking. And I was like, well, okay, if my machine isn't up to snuff, then I can borrow the one from the library and I can get this little sewing project done for her. But, sometimes, this time of year, people often have things that they're wanting to make as gifts. And again, a sewing machine is a big investment if you're just starting out or you're wanting to learn. I want to make something simple and just see if I like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because again, like a sewing machine, that's a financial commitment to buy one. Well, this is great. I thank you for being here and talking about the library of things. Such a fun collection.
Yeah.
Useful and fun.
Yes. Just like me.
Perfect. Thank you for watching and listening today, and we'll see you next time.